love of God, love of neighbor, love of country. When one goes out, all go out.
See, if you're pro-life, you're pro-America. If you're pro-death, you're anti-country and you're unbelievably unpatriotic.
The right to worship as we choose, these are God-given freedoms, not the contrivances of man.
Habemus Papam.
Out of the 56 signers of the Declaration of Independence, only one was Catholic. In fact, most colonies passed laws that violated Catholic colonists' rights. But one American Catholic would become a hero due to his defense of religious liberty at the beginning of our nation's history. Born in Maryland in 1737, Charles Carroll was too late to enjoy the Maryland of 1634, the colony that harbored Roman Catholics fleeing from English oppression. By 1718, Protestants took over the Catholic government. Catholics could not practice their faith publicly or vote, priests could not celebrate Mass or evangelize, and even parents could not teach their children Catholic doctrines. Despite his circumstances, Charles Carroll would become an advocate for Catholics' civil and religious rights in at least 3 historic ways. Carroll's first major defense of religious liberty was in his first citizen letters in 1773. Carroll debated Daniel Delany in a renowned set of letters published in the Maryland Gazette. Delany repeatedly told Carroll to silence himself due to any Catholic being unable to hold public office. Carroll pushed back and called on Delany and Protestants to consider toleration for all Christian religions. 3 years later, Charles was selected as one of Maryland's delegates for the Second Continental Congress and signer of the Declaration of Independence. Since his property was valued at a few million pounds at the time, Carroll signing the Declaration was an extreme risk because he pledged his life and fortune. But Carroll sought religious liberty above all else. Later in life, he claimed, "When I signed the Declaration of Independence, I had in view not only our independence, but the toleration of all sects professing the Christian religion." Carroll helped author the provision that stated that all persons professing the Christian religion are equally entitled to protection and their religious liberty. As a result, all laws that violated Catholic Marylanders' civil and religious rights were overturned. Before his death in 1832, Carroll funded and saw the completion of the original St. Mary's Church, the first Catholic church in Annapolis, Maryland. In the few days before his death, he reflected on his life. "I have lived to my 96th year. I have been blessed with great wealth, prosperity, and most of the good things which the world can bestow, public approbation, esteem, applause. But what I now look back on with the greatest satisfaction to myself is that I have practiced the duties of my religion." A priest present in Carroll's last few days remembered his devotion to the Holy Eucharist. As he recounted, at the moment of offering the host, Carroll leaned forward without opening his eyes, yet responsive to the word of the administration of the holy offering. It was done with so much intelligence and grace that no one could doubt for a moment how fully his soul was alive to the act. Charles Carroll risked his life and livelihood to fight for the religious freedom of his fellow Catholics. May we pray that we can reflect Carroll's deep love for God and his church in our own lives, even to the extent that we would be willing to risk it all for the glory of God.